I never thought I'd be the guy writing one of these stories. You read them online, you shake your head, and you think, that's awful, but that could never happen to me. My marriage is different. That's the lie we all tell ourselves, right? My name is Mark. I'm 34, and until about 8 months ago, I was happily married to a woman I'll call Sarah. Sarah is 32. We met in college, dated for 4 years, and had been married for 6. From the outside, we were the blueprint of the successful, modern millennial couple. I work as a senior project manager for an engineering firm, and Sarah is a high-level marketing director for a mid-sized tech company. We had the beautiful 4-bedroom house in a quiet suburb, a golden retriever named Buster, and we were just starting to seriously talk about having our first child. I loved her unconditionally. I supported her through late nights studying for her MBA. I was there when she lost her father, and I celebrated every single promotion she got. I thought we were a team, an unbreakable unit. But looking back, there is a distinct difference between the woman I married and the stranger she became over the last year. It didn't happen overnight. It wasn't a sudden flip of a switch. It was a slow fade, the kind of fade you don't notice until you're completely in the dark. The first red flag wasn't lipstick on a collar or a mysterious hotel receipt. It was her phone. For the first 9 years of our relationship, we had an unspoken, open phone policy. We knew each other's passcodes, not out of distrust, but out of convenience. Hey, can you reply to my mom on my phone while I'm driving? That kind of thing. Then, around February, that stopped. I picked up her phone to order Uber Eats because mine was charging in the bedroom and the passcode had been changed. When I casually asked her about it later, she got incredibly defensive. She gave me a whole speech about digital privacy and how a security seminar at work mandated regular password changes. It sounded plausible, but her physical reaction, the way she snatched the phone off the counter, stayed with me. Then came the late nights. Sarah's job was demanding, sure, but suddenly there was a crisis every other week. Networking events that stretched until 11 p.m., client dinners on Friday nights. She started dressing differently too, buying expensive new lingerie that I never saw her wear, hitting the gym at 5 a.m. with a sudden obsessive intensity. And of course, the intimacy vanished. Whenever I tried to initiate anything, she was exhausted, stressed, or she just turned her back to me. When I tried to talk to her about the distance between us, she gaslighted me flawlessly. She told me I was being needy, that I didn't respect her career ambitions, and that she was carrying all the mental load. She made me feel guilty for even questioning her. For a solid 2 months, I actually believed I was the problem. I even started looking into couples therapy. I was such an idiot.
The truth didn't come out through a grand confrontation. It came because of an old, cracked iPad. It was a Saturday morning. Sarah was in the shower. I was cleaning out the office desk and found an old iPad we hadn't used in probably 2 years. I plugged it in just to see if it still worked, thinking I'd wipe it and donate it. When it powered on, it connected to our home Wi-Fi. Now, Sarah had changed the password on her phone, but she clearly forgot that her Apple ID was still logged in to this old tablet. As soon as it hit the Wi-Fi, years of pending iCloud syncs started flooding in. Ping, ping, ping. A notification popped up on the lock screen. It was an iMessage from a contact saved as Amanda Work. The message preview read, "Last night was incredible. I can still taste you. Can't wait for the conference in Chicago." I froze. I stared at the screen for what felt like an hour. My hand started to shake. I swiped open the iPad. The passcode was still our old anniversary date. I opened the Messages app. I felt the blood drain from my face. My stomach violently churned, and I actually had to run to the guest bathroom and dry heave over the toilet. Amanda wasn't Amanda. Amanda was David. her department's vice president, a married man with 3 kids who had been to our house for barbecues, a man whose hand I had shaken, whose wife I had made polite conversation with. I sat on the floor of the office and read through 6 months of messages. They were visceral, disgusting, highly detailed descriptions of what they had done in his car, in hotel rooms, and worse, in our own bed while I was out of town on a business trip. But the physical cheating wasn't even the worst part. The worst part was how they talked about me. David called me the anchor. Sarah complained about how boring I was, how she settled, and how she was just waiting for her end-of-year bonus to hit the joint account before she filed for divorce. She was actively consulting with a lawyer on how to blindside me and take half the equity in the house that I paid the down payment for. She wasn't just cheating. She was planning to destroy me financially and leave me holding the bag.
The old Mark would have confronted her right then and there. I would have screamed, cried, kicked the door open, and demanded answers. But the old Mark died on the floor of that office. When I finally stood up, I didn't feel sadness anymore. I felt an absolutely terrifying, icy calm. I heard the shower turn off. I quickly took high-resolution photos of the iPad screen using my phone, capturing every single incriminating message, date, and timestamp. Then I put the iPad exactly where I found it, went downstairs, and poured myself a cup of coffee. When she came down, her hair wrapped in a towel, she smiled and kissed my cheek. "Morning, babe," she said. I smiled back. I looked right into the eyes of a monster and said, "Morning, honey. Sleep well?" That Monday, I took a personal day and went straight to the most ruthless, highly rated divorce attorney in the city. His name was Robert, and he was a shark. I showed him the evidence. Since we live in an at-fault state where infidelity can significantly impact alimony and asset division, especially since she admitted in writing to plotting to hide assets, Robert's eyes lit up. "Do not confront her," he told me. "Do not change your behavior. Be the perfect, boring husband she thinks you are. We need more evidence to prove dissipation of marital assets. Let her dig her own grave." So I went to war in silence. For 4 agonizing weeks, I played the part. I cooked her dinners, I asked her how her day was, I rubbed her shoulders when she complained about stress at work, all while knowing exactly whose bed she had been in hours prior. I bought a voice-activated recorder and legally placed it in the glove box of my own car, which she often borrowed. I captured hours of audio of her talking to David on a commute. She admitted on tape to using our joint credit card to book their secret weekend getaways, disguising the charges as marketing software subscriptions by routing them through a fake PayPal account. That was the nail in the coffin. That was marital fraud. Once Robert had everything he needed to completely obliterate her in court, we began to secure my life. Because I caught her plot early, I quietly redirected my direct deposits to a new private bank account at a completely different institution. I removed my family heirlooms, my grandfather's watch, some antique jewelry from our home safe, and put them in a safety deposit box. I even took my dog, Buster, to my parents' house 2 states away, telling Sarah he needed a country vacation while we had our house fumigated for a minor termite issue. I wasn't gonna let her use my dog as leverage. Then, the final piece of the puzzle presented itself. Our 7th wedding anniversary was coming up. Sarah, ever the hypocrite, wanted to make a big deal out of it. She suggested we host a catered dinner party at our house. "Let's invite our parents, our close friends, and maybe some people from work," she said, batting her eyelashes. "It'll be great networking and we can celebrate us." I knew exactly what she was doing. She wanted to play the doting wife for her family and her boss, David, who was naturally on the guest list. She wanted to build her image as the perfect woman right before she dropped the axe on me. "I think that's a beautiful idea, honey. Leave the planning to me. I want to surprise you." Oh, I was going to surprise her, all right. I spent 2 weeks meticulously organizing the event. I hired a private catering company. I rented a projector and set it up in the living room, telling her I had put together a slideshow of our relationship. I also hired a server for the night, who was actually a process server, legally authorized to deliver court documents. I invited her parents, my parents, our 5 closest mutual friends, and David. David actually RSVP'd with his wife, Jessica. Perfect. The night of the dinner party arrived. The house looked stunning. Sarah was wearing a new dress, paid for, ironically, with my credit card, and was playing the perfect hostess. David and his wife Jessica arrived. Seeing David shake my hand and smile in my home took every ounce of willpower I had not to break his jaw. But I had a better plan. After dessert was served and the champagne was poured, I clinked my glass. The room fell silent. Everyone turned to me, smiling expectantly. "I want to thank everyone for being here," I started, projecting my voice clearly. 7 years of marriage. It's a milestone, and over the last year, I've learned so much about my wife, about her dedication, her late nights, her secret projects. Sarah smiled, looking a little confused but flattered. David took a sip of his wine. I told Sarah I had a surprise for her, a presentation of our journey together. I picked up the remote and turned on the projector. But instead of our wedding photos, a massive high-definition screenshot filled the wall. It was a text exchange, explicit, undeniable, complete with the timestamp and the contact name. David, VP. The room went dead silent, the kind of silence where you can hear a pin drop. Sarah's face lost all its color. She looked like she had been shot. What is this?" her father muttered, squinting at the screen. Before anyone could process it, I clicked to the next slide. It was a photo of the fake PayPal receipts, followed by an audio WAV file. I hit play on the remote. The VAR recording from the car echoed through the living room. It was Sarah's voice, clear as day. "I just need to hold out until December, David. Once my bonus clears the joint account, I'm serving Mark the papers, and we can finally be together." Pandemonium. Jessica, David's wife, let out a sound I can only describe as a wounded animal. She threw her wine glass directly at David, shattering it against the wall, and screamed, "You son of a bitch!" Sarah scrambled out of her chair, tears instantly streaming down her face, reaching for the projector cord. "Mark, please. Mark, turn it off. It's not what it looks like." "It's exactly what it looks like, Sarah," I said, my voice cutting through the chaos like a knife. I didn't yell. I didn't need to. I had completely sucked the oxygen out of the room. I signaled the server standing by the kitchen door. He walked calmly over to Sarah and handed her a thick manila envelope. "Sarah," the server said politely, "you've been served." I looked at her, then over at David, who was currently trying to stop his crying wife from walking out the front door. "The divorce papers are in there," I told Sarah loudly, so her parents could hear every word, "along with a civil lawsuit against you for marital fraud and theft of joint funds. I've already spoken to the police regarding the fraudulent credit card charges. Oh, and one more thing." I reached into my pocket and pulled out another envelope, tossing it onto David's plate. "David," I said, "I had a lovely chat with the CEO of your company yesterday. I sent him copies of all the hotel receipts you expensed on the company corporate card while sleeping with your subordinate. HR is expecting you both at 8 a.m. on Monday." I turned back to my wife, who was now sobbing hysterically on the floor, surrounded by her utterly horrified parents. "You have 30 minutes to pack a bag and get out of my house. My brother is outside in his truck, and he's going to make sure you leave."